Yo, real talk, the only cat that I fuck with y'all is that nigga Garfield. His fat cat 3-packs held it down for me back in elementary school. What's going on, everybody? It's the Granddad of Granddad Woolly, and you are here again for another edition of Woolly Reviews Film Data. Today we got a movie review today. We're gonna be talking about the brand new movie that just fucking dropped, starring two funny dudes who was on Comedy Central. They got big, now they on the big screen, and they brought a cat along with them, like a literal fucking cat. So we gonna talk about the shit and see if they brought some funny shit with a cat. Talking about the new movie from Key Peele entitled Keanu. Not like, is that like Keanu Reeves? Is he in the movie? Or is he making a cameo? Like, there's only one Keanu in the world. So when you say Keanu, that's what it means. Keanu is the new comedy action film starring comedy duo Key Peele, who are most famous for their show Key and Peele, same name, same shit, on Comedy Central. They released the show a few years ago, shit blew up, and now they're taking their talents onto the big screen because it's created from their minds. Well, actually, I think Peele wrote the shit, but Key's in there too. And now let's see if Key and Peele can take that momentum and success that they did on the small screen and take it to the big screen, and if they made a good, funny, dope-ass movie. So let's talk about the shit. So the plot of the movie is this. Peele plays the character by the name of Rel, and he recently gets dumped by his girlfriend, and he's in a sad state of fucked upness, and then a cat just out of nowhere shows up at his doorstep, and he falls in love automatically because apparently this is the cutest fucking cat in the world. I mean, cat's pretty fucking cute, but he names the cat Keanu, and then his cousin, who's played by Key, who's named Clarence, finds out that he finds this cat. They both kind of, get infatuated over the cat in some way. And, it seems like this is a way for Rel to sort of, mend his broken heart. So, by doing that, he ends up going out one night with his cousin, and then he comes back to find out that his house is broken into and Keanu has been taken. So now they have to find out who took the cat, confront the motherfuckers who took the cat, and then get the cat back. That's pretty much the premise of the movie. The whole movie is pretty much them trying to get the fucking cat back, and it's pretty much hot potato with this cat, because apparently this cat is literally hot in the streets. And in the process of trying to get the cat back, they have to deal with a lot of crazy motherfuckers, from Peele's fucking drug dealing neighbor named Holka, and then the 17th Street Blips, who are not quite Bloods, but not quite Crips, because neither of them wanted them, so they just fucking said, fuck it, we the Blips, nigga, we taking over 17th Street. And then, on top of that, they have to deal with the fucking Allentown brothers, who actually are played by Key and Peele, so they actually playing two characters, playing these fucking badass motherfuckers who shooting fucking everything, new ninja shit, and they just fucking kill everything, and they chop motherfuckers' fingers off, but at the same time, they're playing these two characters who are regular-ass, corny-looking dudes named Clarence and Rel. So it's kind of like they're playing, it's crazy that they're playing two different characters, and actually, those two characters actually confront each other sometime in the movie, which is kind of wild. But on top of all that, the separate characters, Rel and Clarence, also go through their own inner struggles. Clarence is told that he needs to have more fun and sort of break out of his shell because he's always a little too serious about things, and he kind of just plays everything by the book. Especially told by his wife he needs to go and have more fun. But on top of that, he's concerned that his wife may be cheating on him. Well, not necessarily cheating, but somebody may be other interested in his wife, and he kind of has to keep an eye on that while still trying to, learn how to stand up for himself and sort of break out of his shell. And then you have Rel, who's still dealing with the breakup of his girlfriend, but he's also trying to find something to fill that void. And then with him finding Keanu, he found this is the thing that he needs to fucking find love. But in that, he also ends up finding love through one of the members of the 17th Street Blips. So it's all this crazy internal shit going on, but the main focus of the movie is still getting this fucking cat back, who originally, it wasn't even their cat in the first place. It actually belonged to some drug lord who got into a fucking crazy ass gunfight with the Allentown brothers. The fucking cat escaped and ended up on fucking Rel's doorstep, and then it ended up with the 17th Street Blips, and it ended up every fucking where in this goddamn movie. So now the thing is the movie funny? Is the movie good? Is the movie entertaining? And yes, and yes, and yes, but to certain extents. Is the movie as funny as I thought it would be? No. In the first few minutes of the movie, actually about the first 20 minutes, it's really on the comedy. Clarence and Rel come off of these real corny, just by the book types of dudes, and the comedy is also very corny and not funny. Actually, the comedy doesn't pick up until they have to sort of put on this front where they're just these hard-ass, gangsta-ass motherfuckers who you don't want to fuck with. That's when the real comedy starts to come through. So it is a slow start on the comedy side of it, but as far as the general story and entertainment value of the movie, it's decent. It's pretty good. I mean, you're entertained the whole way through. It's a lot of good action on it. It's shot very well. They got a lot of good characters, and there's a lot of cast on here that's really high up. So I really like that, but I think just as far as a comedy sense, it's not as strong as I thought it would be. And the fact that it's really playing off this one fucking detailed plot of they're just trying to get the fucking cat back. All the internal things there are good, but they're not as strong as they should be. So it really does hinge on mostly the comedy aspect and dynamic of Key and Peele. And they even give themselves different names. They're calling themselves Shark Tank and Tectonic when they're rolling with the blips. And it's just a lot of cool stuff. They can sort of like blend their real personalities with these fake personalities. And it starts to kind of change the people that they're around as well. So it's really cool to see that. But overall, this movie is really decent. It's not as great or as funny as I thought it would be, but the comedy aspect where that falters, there is a lot of good action in here, a good solid story, and you know, the fact that they took something as ridiculous as they're just trying to get their cat back and really explode it to the level that it is and how dynamic that they make this seem. It really is sort of like ridiculous, but a good form of ridiculous because they were actually able to stretch out an hour and 40-minute movie about getting a fucking cat back and made the whole thing entertaining and not boring at all. So I gotta give them credit for that shit. But overall, the comedy on here isn't as strong, like I said, as I thought it would be, and I think that should have been one of the strongest points. But it does sort of get lifted up by all the other aspects of the movie. Plus, they have a really, really strong cast on here as well. So they have Tiffany Haddish and Nia Long and Method Man and Will Forte. Anna Faris is here. They even got the real fucking Keanu Reeves to voice the cat Keanu. I don't even know how the fuck they swang that shit, but it fucking worked out. I mean, so they got a real strong cast here. The acting on here is really good. Everybody plays their role very well. It really comes off really good on screen. So overall, this movie is very, very solid. It's not as good as I thought it was gonna be, but I'm not mad that I saw it. So it's really got only a couple of hiccups that really brought it down for me. But for the most part, I could watch this movie with really no fucking disappointment other than the fact that I thought it would have been funnier. But Keanu's a pretty solid movie. So hey, I mean, they got some real high points in there. It is some good laughs in there. Action's great. You see the good character dynamic and the good character build for both Key and Peele on here. And even some of the blips characters. And it's just a really, really solid put together movie. Just not as funny as I thought it should have been. So my final verdict, I'm not saying that Keanu is an overall really good movie. Just not as funny as I thought it would be. But it's got a good cast, shot well, acted well, and when the comedy does hit, it hits hard, and you do get some good laughs in here. It does have a slow start as far as the comedy is concerned in the beginning, but for the most part, it does pick up, and you are entertained throughout the whole movie. So all I gotta say is, for me, Keanu is not Granddad approved, but I will give it a very highly Granddad recommended. So it is worth the $11.50. Maybe the popcorn. You may want to hold out on the drink, but you maybe get some water. I mean, you know, get a little cup, go to the water fountain, fill that shit up. That's your drink right there. Don't pay for the fucking actual drink because I don't think it's that high up worth it. But it is a very solid movie. I think if you were a fan of Key and Peele, you will like this movie. They have their dynamic on here. They have their charm. They really look really good on camera together, and they always have got that perfect chemistry, and they bring it to the big screen, so I think that's good. And then the cast on here that they got is really awesome. And for the most part, it's a really solid movie. But there's nothing really more I have to say about this shit. Keanu is very highly Granddad recommended, so go check it out. But I still fucks with Garfield more. Maybe even Heathcliff is a close second. That motherfucker was cool too. And then you got Sylvester from the Looney. That's a lot of cool motherfucking cats beyond Keanu. But I ain't gonna lie, motherfucker's kind of cute. I mean, for a gangster kitten. Flip it. Alright, y'all, that's gonna do it for today's video. Make sure you give me a thumbs up and drop a comment. Tell me what you think of Keanu if you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, like I said, it's out right now in theaters. Go check it out. Very good, solid movie, but not as great or as funny as I thought it would be. But it ain't nothing you can be too mad about. And like, they got a lot of good points in there, and Key and Peele put together something pretty decent. So I think it's at least a good one watcher. Check it out. But I don't know about going back and seeing it again or even seeing it. I mean, we'll wait till it goes on DVD, Blu-ray. I mean, you know, but it's all right. It's not that bad. Previous videos on the side as well as my previous video on the side. Check both them shits out, as well as Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, Instagram. Links in the description below. And subscribe. Button on the screen, button below, Woolly Reviews, twice a week, gaming channel, check that out. We got the binge watch playlist going on. WWE 2K16 is up now. Got a new one coming up on Monday, so make sure you check all them shits out because they are hilarious. And I got nothing more to say. So until next time I take my leave, Granddaughter, Keanu, the movie's pretty good. Not as funny as I thought, but shit, the cat's cute. But fuck that, I'm rolling with Garfield till the day I die. That motherfucker eats lasagna, and that, to me, is fucking gangster. You can't fucking lasagna is delicious shit. I'm gonna go get some right now. Fuck. I'm out of here.